In this video, I'll show you some new features and changes to AutoSave. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. And thanks for tuning in to today's Maintenance Monday live stream number 74. Back in episode 71, we took a look at a plugin that had been revived called AutoSave, and while we were looking at it and seeing how it worked, and it worked good, made some comments about some things that were happening and also some issues to think about. But the programmer has since changed those, so I thought we would take a look today at how to update it, because there's a little step you need to do, and then we'll take a look at those features. So let's head on over to the screen and check it out. While we are just here, let me just remind you, hey Chuck, let me just remind you that this month's giveaway is underway, and so head on over to basicjoomla.com/giveaways and enter. You'll see a bunch of prizes there. Today I will highlight the 3-month basic membership in joomdev.com's template club. So enter to win get a chance to win that. All right, let's head into the back end of the basic Joomla, the basicjoomla.com website. And here we are in the extensions update area. You see that I have a community builder I need to update. That's a reminder to me to change my, renew my subscription to that. And then there's content, autosave, and editor. Now, for those of you that maybe are watching this and didn't have this installed, just wait for like 30 seconds while I explain this part for those that did have version 1 installed. You'll see here that version 1.1.0.1 is in, and 1.1.1.1 is ready to go. So we're just going to check this here, and we will go update. And when that update is installed, you will get a message saying AutoSave version 1.1.1.1 has been updated. Please uninstall AutoSave and then install the new xbAutoSave version 2. So the hello Johan. And hello Vinny. So AutoSave has been renamed xbAutoSave, and version 2 is sort of standalone. You install it on its own. So first you want to remove AutoSave version 1.1.1.1, and to do that you're just going to go to Extensions, Manage, and then Manage. I'll open that in a new tab. Just search for Auto, and then you will see AutoSave. Click that and click the uninstall button, and that will go. So the next thing that we want to do then is install xbAutoSave. And to do that, we will go to the Extensions, Manage, and Install. And I'm going to do it from the Install from Web tab. So we'll search for AutoSave. Spell that correctly. And then, there it is. This first one comes up. Now it doesn't say xbAutoSave yet, but that's the one. When we click on it, you'll see version 2.0.0.0 is out. And so we're just going to click Install. And then we will click Install again. Now it is in there, and now we can take a look at some of the things that are new in version 2. I have some notes here, but we will also click one thing here. We will also just go in to the back end and look. So let's go to Extensions and Plugins, and then we will go again, search for Auto, and there it is, xbAutoSave, and it's not enabled. Let's go in there and check things out. Now, one of the things that we noticed in the last time when we were looking at this extension was that if you opened a new article and it auto-saved before you had put in you had selected who the user was or the title, I forget the exact thing. Anyways, there's problems with articles being auto-saved before all the information had been entered in where they belonged, categories and things like that. And so what has been added here is that AutoSave will not save an article before it's been saved for the first time. So that's a huge feature. That's a huge fix from when we noticed that before. And that's what you'll see the note here is that before enabling, please be aware of the following points. AutoSave is disabled on a new article until you have manually saved using the Joomla Save button. Okay, and it says if you're using versioning every time or keystroke save creates a new version, so you may rapidly fill up your version recording, and that's something that we talked about as well. If you had version recording set on in your Joomla install, every time that it auto saved the article, it would create a new version. And so if you say have things set to only keep 10 versions of your articles, after 10 autosaves, your first version would disappear. And if that happened to be something you wanted to go back to, that was an issue. So you could fix that by increasing the number of autosaves available or to keep, or you could lock and keep forever some of the versions that you wanted. All right. So and so the solution to that also was you could also extend the amount of time that between autosaves that you could use, and that would create less issues. Remember though, and he has the point here, make sure that the autosave time is less than your session time. The great thing about this plugin is that if you are logged into your site, make some changes, and then walk away, it'll autosave your article, and if your session ends, then you don't lose your changes when you come back and you have to log back in. But if your autosave time is longer than your session time, then it's not going to work well for you. So right now, it says autosave period, and I've got 62. Let's see, interval to autosave material in seconds. Minimum 30 seconds, and I think this 62 probably relates back to something that I put in. I know the default is 30 seconds, but we could set it to that. But I use this site, so I'm going to set it to 120 seconds. No, 180 seconds. That's 3 minutes. Okay. Timed autosave. Save material automatically every n seconds if using versioning recommend. Yes. And Control Save, I'm not going to use Control Save because I use the keyboard shortcuts that regular Labs put out, so I won't turn that on. We will just enable this, and then I'm going to save and close it, and then we'll check out this new feature of going to Content, Articles, Add New Article. Oh, Chuck has his set at 62, okay. And then here we have this warning at the top. Now, I really like this warning for two reasons. Not only because it's saying if you're using autosave, that's not in play until you save this, all right? So that's a good thing to know, because if you open a new article, start typing away, and spend an hour working on it, but never save it, get up and go away, it's not autosaved yet. So keep that in mind. But I like, too, that this is sort of a little tool that people can use, especially if you're building a site for someone who's new to Joomla, because it says autosave and key save disabled till the article has been manually saved. Yes. Please set title, status, category, access, and publishing options and save manually to enable autosave. So there's a little checklist there for people too that might not know everything to do to their articles. I did check, and you don't need to, I didn't need to set who the publisher was or who the author was, but of course if you were assigning that to someone else, you would want to do that manually, but it does automatically do that. A great little reminder there. And so autosave is not on until you save something. So let's just call this test, and then we'll just go another test in there. I'm going to not publish this to my site, and we will go save. And once that article saves, we get another, it says warning, autosave and key save disabled until, oh, it's still there. Oh, notice, time autosave every 180 seconds enabled. So this old warning is up there still, so we'll just close that. But there it's showing that autosave is enabled. So that is pretty cool. And you know what, I should have written this down before. Let's just go and find that, because I want to give credit where credit is due. Install from web. Let's go here. I think it's Roger is his name, and I've chatted with him by email. But by the time I get going and fire things up here, it goes pretty slow here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Roger Creagh-Osborne. He was in chat the last time that we were looking at this extension, and I neglected to give him a shout out and thank him for this, because this is a really great plugin. It's really useful. He did watch Maintenance Monday 71, and that's how he ended up getting some of the ideas for some of the changes that he's done. And I really like this plugin, the AutoSave feature, and now it's even better. Why don't you, and hey, listen, let's go over here. I'm going to post in link to the JED. This is where, oh, you know what? It's not going to let me do it there, but I will be able to do it very quickly. Live streaming. Just didn't have the chat window up yet here. I was reading it in Labs OBS. I will paste the link to this. Here we go. Here is the link. Head on over there and leave a comment and review this plugin if you're using it, if you like it. And that will help others find it, I am sure. All right, so that's it for the official part of the stream. We'll continue on with chatting and catching up on some other things. But I just want to thank you for watching today, tuning in. And if you're watching on the replay, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell so that you get notifications of new live streams and events and tutorials here on the channel. And until the next time, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless. All right, hello everybody who's still there. Let me fire up Zoom so you can come on here. I will explain to you a little story about the tool in today's thumbnail. Not the tool that's in every thumbnail, the individual tool that's in the thumbnail today. I'll get the Zoom call going here. Start without video, and I'll share the link. Yes. I think I just really happy with that plugin and the changes that that are in there. Okay, here's the call here. Copy the URL. Come on in and let's hear your voice here on Zoom. I'll make sure my speaker is up so I can hear people come in. And get going on that. All right, so I mentioned about the tool that was in the, let me just finish setting up, popping out this chat. I forgot to do that today. I had this all lined up last night, but there's a few steps I haven't added to my checklist. All right, and there is the doorbell. Another doorbell.
Oh,
so many doorbells.
Oh, look at that. 3 doorbells. We might break a record if there's actually 4 people in here talking. We might break a record if there's actually 4 people in here talking. Might be, sounds like 5 with the echo. All right. Well, I need to bring that up and see who all's in here.
It looks like just you and me.
Oh, you know what that was? That was the doorbell was echoing in your speaker.
No, my speakers are down.
Oh, maybe anyways, yeah, I heard a bunch. Anyways, all right, that's cool. See how excited I get when I'm don't have to be alone with Vinny. This laugh, Vinny, so we know your feelings aren't hurt.
Ha ha ha. Sorry, I was reading what I was writing.
This fireplace shovel, fireplace cleaning out shovel, I made in Metal Shop in high school. And so when I went out to my shop to look for a tool for the thumbnail last night, I thought, I don't think I've shown this. It is kind of rusty, but it's actually one of the things I've made with my hands in life that actually turned out. I'm especially happy with this twist in the metal that I put in there. My teacher showed me how to do that. And then, anyway, so I thought, well, I will just do a little bit of show and tell. And I'll tell you, welding was not one of my best things. And I remember along one of these seams here, I think I blew out the weld. I blew the weld right through with the torch and had a hole. And but I think we filled it in. But yeah, this is still pretty solid. So someday maybe I'll paint it black, get it cleaned up. But another interesting story from high school. While we're talking about high school, let me just check out the chat here because I don't want to just ramble on and miss what's going on too. Vinny's reCAPTCHA key.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Okay, cool. I need to change my glasses so I can read this. I made a tool caddy in woodshop in high school, and I was going to give it to my dad for Father's Day. I was pretty excited about it. And so I was bringing it home in my Adidas bag. Now, I don't know, I mean, some of you will remember Adidas bags. This is high school in the very early 80s. And everyone carried the books around and stuff in big Adidas bags, vinyl gym bags. But I had the wooden tool caddy in the bag, and some girl at the bus stop who was a friend or kibitzing around, someone that I knew anyways, she took my Adidas bag and threw it out on the road right when the city bus was coming along, and it would land it right in front of the wheels, and the bus driver saw it and stopped. Otherwise he would have run it over and crushed it. But I just remember just being horrified when I saw it in front of the bus, because I mean, I just really wanted to give that to my dad. Anyways, it did not get crushed, and I did give it to my dad, and it is holding tools at my in the closet of my dad's room. I see it every now and then when I'm home visiting and go in there to get stuff. So, making stuff in high school stories. What did you make in high school, Vinny? Or others? Go ahead and put it in chat.
A lot of people cry.
What's that? Oh, you made a lot of people cry. Hello, Rick. Things are going well here. I'm actually coming off of, let's see, I went to bed at 7:30 last night and mostly slept all the way right through probably till about 9 o'clock. So I caught up on a lot of sleep. I only got an hour and a half sleep Saturday night, so I need to do that.
Oh, that's good.
So did you make anything in high school, Vinny, besides people cry?
I'm in woodshop. I made a shelves for my locker.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I did.
Nice. Rick says he made a tack hammer, C-clamp, and lots of lawn furniture. Wow. Rick's such a productive guy. I made a meat tenderizer in metal shop, which was, I think it's made, must be, I think out of aluminum. So take this block and you kind of make the tenderizer part, and then a finer tenderizer part, like they're just like pyramids, and then on both ends, different grade. Had to make the handle, put a knurl on the handle, and also drill out the handle and put a nice round cap on the end of it and turn the cap on a lathe. I didn't do too well on that. But I did take a picture of me, one of my school pictures, and roll it up and stick it up inside the handle. And so I know that is hiding out in there. I hope my parents still have that. I'll have to ask them next time I'm talking to them. Chuck made a belly board in wood shop. What's a belly board?
And now we wait for what a belly board is.
Yeah, well, Rick says there's a small bookshelf. Oh, for body surfing. Oh, cool. Oh, nice. And Rick made a small bookshelf in the first year of woodworking shop with his name carved into it. Nice. You know, when my son was in wood shop, oh my goodness, for some reason, and I forget I forget where the material came from. I forget whether I paid for the material in wood shop or it was supplied, or in metal shop. But my son, when he was in middle school, he was making projects out of, and I think they were just breaking up scrap wood. I mean, it was crappy wood. It may have been from skids, but he made the table, and it was just, I just remember thinking like, this is horrible for kids to be learning on. They should have something nice, but I suppose there probably wasn't budget for it. So Rick asked, how did I get those numbers on the screen that show how many people are watching live? That is a thing in Labs OBS. Rick, are you using Labs OBS or using the older, or just simple OBS? But that's how I've got those numbers on there. And I forget how I did that, but I think it's some kind of app. Some kind of app that is on there. And then when we're on Twitch, when I'm on Twitch, this number goes up. Yeah, Streamlabs is a company that is using OBS, and they have all kinds of they have a whole bunch of things that you can do. So especially if you ever see any of the gaming channels and they have skins and they're down the corner surrounded, that stuff comes with Streamlabs OBS. They have a way for putting stuff on for people to donate. They also have to donate to your site, which is really cool for those of us that don't have Super Chat yet on YouTube. Also, they all of your stuff goes into the cloud. So when you install Streamlabs OBS, it will take everything and all of your settings from OBS, the basic one, and it will import them, but then it stores them in the cloud. So Rick, you could come to my house, log into your account, and you would have all your setup on my computer if you wanted to live stream for your channel. So it is pretty cool, and a little bit of a learning curve there with some of the new stuff. But that's also where they have this thing here. They have remote, an app that you can put on your phone. So I've shown this before in the live streams. This is just the Streamlabs OBS app on my Android. But what I can do here is I can just use these buttons for changing screens. So for instance, this will go to me in the bottom right hand corner, although I'm not showing up there for some reason. Something goofy is oh, it might have to do, who knows. Let's see. This is me full screen, and then let's try the bottom corner again. Oh, you know what? I might have turned that off earlier. Let's see, full screen. For some reason, I should be showing up there. It might be because I started Zoom. But then why does this work? And why does that work? Anyway, so you can have a remote. Streamlabs OBS. Slobs. I don't know if they really thought of that or not. They also have a merchandise area where you can set it up for t-shirts and things and sell them, and they probably take a cut. But they'll show you the numbers of what they've done for or what everybody all together has done in sales. So yes, I noticed that Rick says he recently spent some time with OBS. And your live streams are much more like a regular video. Yeah, I noticed that the last live stream I was looking at that you had tuned up some stuff, I think, in OBS. So yep, Streamlabs OBS. It's pretty good. All right, hey, I'm going to report in a little bit on some of my New Year's resolutions. I'm doing well getting over myself. I found myself today ruminating on something that hadn't quite gone right yesterday, and then I thought, oh well, okay, that happened. Time to move forward, free up those brain cells. So, but you know, when you've had 12 hours of sleep, and and let me tell you, it is a beautiful day here in Victoria. I was sitting out in the sun on the front step of the house, just enjoying the warmth, doing my morning reading, and it was so it's been a good morning. Plus, having everything all set up last night before I went to bed was nice as well. So, what are you working on, Vinny?
I'm trying to fix the reCAPTCHA. Oh, the
reCAPTCHA. Okay. Do you use invisible reCAPTCHA?
Well, on this one, I'm not, because it doesn't work with RS forms. So.
Okay. It doesn't. I thought RS forms had invisible reCAPTCHA even before Joomla 3.9.
No, it has regular reCAPTCHA, but Chuck, give that a try.
Hey, watch me work live stream Wednesday. I'm going to be working on a site, one of my client site. They have a ton of articles that are in the wrong category. Instead of putting them in a subcategory of another category, they're in the parent category. So I thought I would do a little bit of work on that and move that. And then I'm also going to touch base with Peter from Regular Labs and work out a good regex expression to do it all at once, instead of using the batch transfer method that's in Joomla, to do it all at once through DB Replacer. So that's what's going to be happening on Wednesday, and I'm working on the scheduling for other people. Have started reaching out, and will continue to reach out. And don't forget, if you've got someone that you'd like to show up on in a Watch Me Work live stream on a Wednesday, then please invite them to check it out, or say you'd like to see them on here, and have them get in touch with me. Or if you want to send me their contact information, send it to my email address. We won't put it here. But send it to Tim at, how do I spell that? CyberSalt.com. That's how I spell it. Email it there and just say, hey, email so-and-so at this, or contact them here, or go to their contact page, and I will reach out to them and line that up. Other news, too. I have finished I finally registered for the provincial sales tax. That was the last thing I needed to do. I registered for our goods and services tax, which is a national tax in Canada. I passed my fire inspection the other day, so I have my business license from the city. I'm registered for GST. The accounting is slowly getting set up. I'm moving things over to a new credit card I'm using only for company stuff. Blah, 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 blah. But the PST thing was the last thing. And let me tell you, you know, we kind of think that government is really boggy and terrible, and they waste our money. But everything that I did online, every site I used online to register all these things, worked really, really well. I had no problems. And also they talk to each other really nicely as well. And so I was really impressed with that. I was really happy with the process. It still was, you know, a lot of work going to each thing and the new concepts and filling things out. But even the time estimates that they gave for how long it would take, like for the provincial sales tax, the PST, it was they said it's going to take maybe 20 to 30 minutes. But I guess maybe I fill out forms really well or something like that, because I breezed through. Probably only took me about 10 minutes. So I have to wait to hear back on that. But this open broadcast, not open broadcast, I'm using QuickBooks Online. That is great too, because I just have to put in my tax number, and they're all set up for me to click a button to submit the tax that I've collected. So I'm super, super impressed with all that. Chuck says, sent, Vinny.
Yay! I don't know what you want me to say about that.
He's just, I don't know. Rick says, what is a good Joomla plugin for email captures or squeeze and landing pages? Chuck says it worked.
I use Gantry just to set up my own landing pages.
Yeah, and so you're taking a template. You're creating a version of the template and then just removing all the module positions and just having it blank, right?
Pretty much. Or I will choose one of the sections, and I'll put module positions or whatever, like custom particles in there, and kind of layer it on each other.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to go, Rick. If you're looking for a page that just doesn't have lots on there, create a copy of the template and assign, and just remove all the module positions or things that are on it, and only assign and just have what you want on there. So when it goes to the page, you assign the template to that page. When someone goes to the page, that's all they're going to see, just that basic stuff, and they're presented with it. And then I guess if someone has, you can always use that. If someone submitted a form or signed up, you can always send them to that page afterwards. Hey, thanks, Chuck. Chuck emailed Geriant from Easy Layouts about streaming with me, so that'll be great. Look forward to hearing from him. Remember, on January the 30th, Watch Me Work live stream, John Moholt is going to be showing us some of the new features that he's been adding to HodaMeta. So that would be good. Remember, that's going to be a 30-minute episode that day because I have to get out to a lunch and learn at the Chamber of Commerce. And
one of my favorite plugins.
What's that?
That is one of my favorite plugins.
Oh yes, HodaMeta. I know you have a man crush. You have a bromance with HodaMeta.
Yeah, just with the plugin, not with John.
No, yeah.
I want to ask HodaMeta to go steady with me.
Joom Donation has a plugin for a membership site. I think Mary uses Joom Donation for that. I don't know if Mary is lurking in here or not. But Rick, knowing your site too, if the membership is just to sell memberships, you can also do that through J2 Store, which I know you use. Although there is a membership plugin, I think it's like $300 that I used it on that one project, that my failed project that I showed how to remove a Joomla site last week on the live stream. And it's got some really neat features because people can buy and try for 7 days, and then they're automatically billed or they pay half. But that one worked really well too. Chuck says he uses it and it works well. Just remember, Rick, on Joom Donation, don't do anything else with Joom Donation itself because of that custom work that we had done on that for your site for the Mary, she is lurking. She says she's a fan pretty much of all the Joom Donation extensions. Yes. So the actual Joom Donation for donations, we don't want to do anything with that on your site because of the custom work they did for your 100K program. Yeah. I use J2 Store for this site here. I'll show you. Okay, I don't know if my camera's not going to come up here. I wonder, yeah, who knows? Don't know why I'm not peering down there. I should be. Anyways, here on this site, let's go to Firewise Learning Academy. Vinny says he uses Membership Pro from Joom Donation on I Love Old Time Radio. Rick says, I think I'm going to take my live streams and put them in a membership and sell those videos on the membership site. Cool. Yeah, you should. Yeah, not like on I Love Old Time Radio. Vinny's got some really cool stuff for membership there as well, which is actually one of the prizes in the monthly giveaway now. Silver membership on I Love Old Time Radio. All right, so here on this site here, Firewise Learning Academy, if we go to the store, and then this Cannabis Fire Safety Awareness, this is a course, this is a conference I filmed for this client back in October, and you see the price is $70. We have it so that it costs $70, but if you buy one of a certain of the other courses that are available from this website, when you buy that course, and I used a plugin, it's like $29 American for it in J2 Store. When you buy that course, it adds you to a group. And what we have set in J2 Store is if you're a member of that group and logged in, you get a 50% discount on this course, which is pretty cool. So, yes, Vinny, this actually there's a new template coming for this site, so which is why I've not fixed up anything here. Yes, the black on the white is, I think it probably originally was white, and then when you mouse over it, I could change that to show black. But yeah, the look of this site is actually, if you want to see, it's one of these, hey, look, we've implemented our new website design. But we just have to fix this up. So that's going to be happening pretty soon, but that's a good tip. Yeah, the buttons here are really not great. There's a bunch of things that are not great on this site, eye-wise. But now the other cool thing here on this page is I'm using conditional content. So because I'm not logged in, or I'm not in the group that has bought this course, all you see is the promo here.
Hello, I'm Tim Davis, the voice of Firewise Learning Academy.
And we've seen this video before, but when you do log in, this disappears, and then you're presented with the videos. Or when you buy it and log in, it disappears, and you're presented with the videos that that you've paid to see. So that's kind of cool. Conditional content, cool. Of course, it's coolest for those of us making the sites because we know there's stuff there that people can't see. Anybody else there, just it's whatever. I'm actually going to later on this afternoon be doing some work with this client, doing some video conferencing, but using Zoom with a fire expert in San Francisco, and we're going to be making some videos for that course, and so I'll be recording and editing and that. So that's happening in a little while. All right, Mary, you're lurking. We don't want to distract you too much, but what are you working on? Chuck, does everyone here use Akiba? I do. You're talking about Akiba Backup? Because Akiba also does admin tools, but yeah, I use Akiba Backup. Chuck, are you using Akiba? Oh, you were typing more there. Does everyone here use Akiba Site Transfer Wizard, or do you just do it? A little while ago, in a video and a live stream. Oh, Mary's working on a catering site. That sounds yummy. All the dishes are for goats. And we're not serving goats. It's a catering company to make food for goats. Chuck, I just upload the files to the server. But I upload the Akiba backup. We try. Vinny and I were in there, and others of us on a Watch Me Work live stream, and we went through that transfer process, and something was not working right for me. So yeah, like Vinny says, upload the JPA file and the kickstart.php to the server. So that's what I do. And you know what? Because you know to do that, it's faster than a transfer wizard anyways, I think. Mary does what Vinny does as well. Vinny, you are a
Copycat.
I know.
Mary, you copycat.
It's just like in high school. Everyone wants to do what Vinny's doing.
No, actually not like in high school at all.
Yeah, same for me. Isn't it funny, you know, that we still look back at high school days? And I mean, I suppose it's a cultural thing when we talk about what it was like in high school. But I mean, I graduated high school in 1983. So that is
A long time ago.
I know, 20 takes us to 2003. So that's 36 years. And 36 years, and I'm still excited about something that I made in high school. I'm not excited about anything that I made in public school, although I know there's some Christmas ornaments that my mom has that I like seeing that I made in public school. But yeah, high school is...
Not Tim, what's kind of messed up is that you still have what you made in high school.
Oh, no, are you kidding? This is a big hunk of metal, and that's great.
I don't think I have anything that I had in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I am that kind of way, though. I'm kind of sentimental. I have something that my wife would have liked to have thrown out a long time ago. If you watched the tour of the site, you might have seen a brown trunk underneath my CPU. It's just down here. Inside that trunk, I have the Just Married sign from the back of our car and the pop cans we were dragging. So I'm probably a little more sentimental than some people, because my wife just wanted to throw those out. Like about 20 years ago, she wanted to throw them out. I said, no, that's great. We'll save them. That'd be great. I just thought they'd be really fun to drag out at a 50th wedding anniversary thing and have there. Oh, Mary's got to go?
No. Rick, leaving.
Oh, Rick's going. Okay, Rick. Guard your face, man. You're making a living off of it. If you watch Rick's live streams on Smart Drive Test, his face is often banged up because he's come back from getting smacked around at jiu-jitsu. So we should... Hey, I just had a great idea. We should start our own self-defense method and call it Joomla Jitsu.
You know, sometimes when you have a thought, you should just let it go.
Get over myself? Joomla Jitsu. We could use it for defending ourselves against WordPress installers. Yeah. Should have seen your face last Wednesday. It would have scared young children. Well, have a good one. Joomla Jitsu. That would be great. Or the next hackathon event.
Maybe just kind of like shorten it up and call it Joom Jitsu.
Joom Jitsu. Yeah, Joom Jitsu. Yeah. And then you could have a site, but at the bottom, of course, it would have to say that it's not associated with Joomla. Joom Jitsu. Yeah, Joom Jitsu's better. That's good. See, I start the brainstorm, but I like someone else to strike the lightning. What was the one you did last week, Vinny?
I don't know. It wasn't that important if I can't remember it.
Yeah, I know, but it was good. It was the one. Mary says that it sounds worse than Pokemon Go.
How would you know? Do you play Pokemon Go? Have you downloaded it and tried to play with it? No, you haven't. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, don't pick on her because she was lurking, so...
She's a lurker. She's one of those people that like sits outside your bedroom window and just lurks.
All right. Oh, that's nice. No, Joomla Jitsu is already taken? You're kidding me. You're just pulling my leg, aren't you? Joomla Jitsu. Yes, he is kidding. Okay. Oh, you got me there, John, because, I mean, you never know, right? I like when a client says, hey, I have a great idea for a business. Could you check to see if this domain is registered? And then it's something like pizza.com. Can you see if that's registered? Yeah. Or orderpizza.com. Oh, that one's probably gone. Well, what about I sell pizza here on the island.com? Can you check that? And then it's like, oh, I'm pretty sure that's going to be available, but you check it anyway, just in case.
You know what I tend to do is I just add VT to the end of it if it's a local business.
Yeah.
You know, and that's usually 9 times out of 10 not taken.
Yeah. And here on Vancouver Island, VI gets added to a lot of stuff. So cars VI or IV cars. Yeah.
IV cars.
Or VI, sorry, VI.
I was going to say IV cards would be an entirely different thing. It's for people with medical issues.
Yes, IV cars.
I'm actually going to look up Joom Jitsu.
Joom Jitsu. It would be a great site for information on how to set up your site for security.
Congratulations, Joom Jitsu is available.
There you go. Joom Jitsu, specializing in security. Now, this would fall back on another one of my New Year's resolutions. Well, still probably fits in with the get over myself, because I think, oh, that'd be a fun project, and the ideas begin to flow and race from my mind.
No, let's just solve the problem and just convince Nicholas over at Akiba Backup to rename admin tools to Joom Jitsu.
Joom Jitsu, I like that. Chuck asks, do any of us invest in domain names? As in, buy a name that you hope that someday someone will want to buy?
No.
I don't think that's really as lucrative anymore.
It really isn't with all the additions of with the extensions. It just, I mean, I have some of my domains that are priced out, saying you could get this much, but quite honestly, if I want something bad enough, I'll figure out a different way of saying it,
Yeah.
or I will rename. I will say, well, I guess that's not going to work. I'll have to find a better name.
In '98, when I went to register my first domain, and I was looking for CyberSalt.com, I missed it by 11 months. And so I registered CyberSalt.org, and then CyberSalt.net was also already registered, and it was someone that was for a sailing site. So then I contacted the guy from CyberSalt.com and asked him if I don't even know if I asked to buy it from him, or I asked if he was using it or interested in selling it, whatever it was. So I never heard back from him. And I would check over the years, and he wasn't using it for his brand. He was doing web design, but he didn't really brand it for himself. Then all of a sudden, this is 2019. Last year was 18. I think maybe it was 2017 or 16. I got an email from him saying, "Hey, I think it's time to retire this domain or this part of my business. Would you like to buy it?" And I thought, wow, yeah, that would be great, because I would like to have it. So I thought, well, and he said he could put it up for auction, but he wouldn't get that much. He didn't know what he'd get for it, and he knew that because I said, oh, I reached out to you a few years ago and never heard back. He said, yeah, I got that message, or that he knew that's why he was contacting me. So anyways, I thought, well, what am I going to offer him? And I thought, the number came to my mind. I thought, I'll offer him 250 American. He was down in Florida. And I thought, oh, but yeah, here's my chance to get it for a little bit less. Like, what if I offer him 150? And I thought, but 250 seemed to me to be a good value, and a respectful thing too, because like it was something that I really wanted. I valued it, and I thought, I don't want to just lowball this guy and chase him away. So I thought, oh, I'm going to go with the 250, because really, I really would like it, and it would be a great use for especially when I was going at that point, heading into full time, or anticipating that, doing Joomla stuff. So I offered him 250. He liked it. We transferred it, and that's how I ended up. I also have .net, because many years ago I thought, well, I'll see what the guy's doing with the sailing site. So I typed in cybersalt.net, and it had expired. It was nothing. So I quickly bought that one. So I've got the .com, .net, and .org, which in old school domain stuff is the trifecta. So let me catch up here. Mary says, no, she worked at a registrar and saw it in action, and it seems to take a lot of work to make any money. John says he sometimes buys a domain, but only if he thinks he'll use it yourself. Yeah. Mary is a domain hoarder. I hear you, Mary.
I don't buy domains for clients. I recommend they buy their own.
Okay. Yeah, and I have a registrar, a reselling account with OpenSRS, and I have that tied into WHMCS, which is software that works with the WHM, the cPanel reselling and control panels. So the nice thing about that is that I can send clients there, and they can register a domain, and it gets registered in their name, and it is in their name. I pay my price for the domain. I sell it for a certain price, and so I make a little bit of profit on it, but it's not in my name. And I know that's I think we've probably, mostly all of us have run into that, where someone said, oh, here's will you build a website for me, a new site, here's my domain, and then you realize, oh, it's not in their name. And then you're stuck sometimes, because it's someone who really doesn't want to give up the business, or doesn't, and they have it in their name, and so yeah, domains are hassle. And I also charge way more for a domain than people can get at GoDaddy or anything like that. But so basically, I just manage domains for people that don't understand it, or don't want the hassle. And I tell them, you can get this cheaper yourself, registering it through GoDaddy or somewhere. I said, but when you need to deal with it or we need to do something with it, it's, you know, you're going to have to pay me to sort it out for you. So it seems to work out okay. But I think on, let's see, I pay 11 something American for a .com. So add, say, 30% to that. I'm making about, so the charge I'm paying about, let's say if it was 11, add 30%, I'm probably paying about $14.50. And so even then, if I sell a .com at $16.95, which is what I do, I'm making like $2.45. And for the amount of time in that, it's, so I mostly just do it as a convenience. The other nice thing too, though, is that when I do a package for someone and do web design, I tell them I'll just pay for your first year, and then I can register it and put it in their name. Or also when someone's coming to me, transferring a website and I'm doing a redesign, I tell them, hey, you know, and I'll just pay for the transfer and that'll give you another year. It's just a little thing, and I think people enjoy getting that stuff. So Mary has 10. Mary, did you, when you worked for the domain company, did you get a discount? Name Zillow. For your own domain names, you're transferring to Name Zillow. Oh, Name Silo. Name Zillow. I'm so used to Mozilla and stuff like that. Good prices and free privacy. Cool. The other trick on making money, buying domains or squatting on them, is you know, the fact that I have to, you know, I'm a small supplier as it is for in that game. So the fact that it costs me 11 American to buy a domain, that's more than like, oh, I'll register this domain for $3 and see what comes from it. So,
well, GoDaddy now is charging $18.
Are they?
Yeah.
Is that on their renewal? Because they often have special prices. But
right. Their first year is like $3.99, but yeah, right now the renewals are like $17.99.
Okay. Mary says not really. Oh yeah, she didn't get a special price, and someone got fired for using inside info. Yeah. Yeah, I tell you, if there's one thing that's super duper secure on the internet, it's domains. Just by virtue of the fact they're so hard to transfer from one name to another. That is something that's nice for my clients, though, because I had a client who needed to change names on something, and I just go in and enter it for them. They still have to click the confirmation thing, but as far I think the best domain that I've ever come close to building a site for someone was farming.com, and that person bought it back in the 90s because there's something that he wanted to do for a project, and but the company I was working for, wasn't working out. I couldn't get them to do the custom programming I needed. I could probably build that site now with where some of the Joomla extensions are, but boy, that was a real missed opportunity for them, I think. But anyways, yeah, farming.com, that was pretty killer domain, and I think that's a six-figure domain if that person were to sell it easily, just because it could do so much.
Well, so.
Oh, Mary says you wouldn't believe how many get stolen. Crazy.
Domains?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, there are laws now.
Yeah.
That you can't buy a domain if you are not using it for your. I forgot what the actual wordage is, but it prevents people from buying domains just to. Like if I bought Pepsi.com,
yeah,
and forward it to my own website, I couldn't do that because I'd have to use that domain.
Yeah.
But it also infringes on a registered trademark.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So there are ways of getting your domains back. Have you registered your name? Not as in your name, but Tim Davis.
Yeah, Tim Davis. Yeah, timdavis.com was gone.
Oh, that's too bad.
I could do timdavis.ca, Here, let's bring this over to...
I have VinnyAbear.com.
Oh, do you?
Yep.
And that was available?
Oh, yeah. And it points to my link.
Hey, I turned my picture back on. I figured it out. Let's go here. Mary says that's been in place for a long time. So sad for how many people spend money on trademark names. They get them shut down and no refunds. All right. So yeah, if I go Tim Davis, I should check that out. Let's see. Search. Tim Davis is unavailable, and I don't have all the suggested domain names set up on my site yet either. But timdavis.ca might be available. Yes. And .org. Timdavis.me is available. But, you know, all right. That's my price that I sell them for, $28.95. .me, I think, is a little pricier for what it cost me to buy it.
Yeah, but Tim, I will have to say that would go against your New Year's resolution if you bought timdavis.me.
No, I know. And the reason I haven't even bought timdavis.ca is because anything I would put on there, I really should just put on one of my existing.
No. What you do is what I did is my LinkedIn is VinnyAbear.com goes to my LinkedIn. I use it as a forward.
Is there an I in there?
No.
HEBERT.
You're French, dude. You live in Canada.
I'm not French.
Well, you live in Canada. You know should know how to spell Hebert.
Well, I know, but let's see. I hit enter. It's going to LinkedIn.
Yeah.
There you go.
Supposed to.
Oh, look at Joomla and WordPress. Oh my goodness.
I know. Actually, I didn't write any of this stuff. My girlfriend wrote all of this because she's a marketer.
That's okay. I did go to your site the other day to look at how you express and have set up your pricing, because I was thinking I want to do something similar to what you're doing. And after we're talking about that, so I went to your site and checked out, and I really liked how you have it set up to go through the steps. Like, oh, you're looking for web maintenance, click on which site kind and whatever. So,
which I haven't finished.
Yeah.
I've been so busy, I haven't finished.
Yeah, well, it got me through there. Yeah, so
the nice about it is it's very much designed so if somebody's looking at it on their phone, it's just buttons for them to press to make it very easy for someone to navigate on their phone as well.
All right, so let's go back here and see. Mary, have you registered marynevius.com? And am I pronouncing your last name properly? Mary, oh, I didn't even put .com in. I'm not a robot.
We asked you two questions. Which is it? Yeah. It's like devious. So you did.
Nevius. Okay, Mary Nevius. And she has registered it. Excuse me. All right, let's check it out.
It goes to Google.
It says hi.
That's it.
Mary Nevius. Well, that's all you need, and it's not secure.
Oh, shame on you.
All right. Well, who else? Anyone else in here registered your name yet? I'm going to change screens here because I'm going to go to timdavis.com. Whenever you search someone's name or a website that's a website, you just never know. And Tim Davis, just in case it's a male stripper, I'm going to have it off screen here. Okay. Oh.
So you weren't worried about VinnyAbear.com, huh?
You said you registered it, so.
I could have been lying to you.
Well, I would have been surprised then. Hey, look at this. Tim Davis works in Google Brain Team. Wow. That's a smart Tim Davis.
The other thing you could do is add your middle initial too.
Yeah, but then when you see, the whole purpose when you say to someone, "Oh yeah, just go to my website timjdavis.com," they have to remember your middle initial. So I mean, unless it's your name, it's
add it on your business cards.
I know, but really, all right, Timothy Davis. Let's see. I'm more interested in learning. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Your connection is not private. timothydavis.com. All right, just in case here. Let's proceed. It's unsafe. Oh, an internal server error. All right.
Well, timothydavis.com, is it?
Yeah.
I hate that GoDaddy only allows me to search one domain at a time.
Personal musings. There you go. Well, good for Timothy Davis, or Tim Davis. He says he's Australian. Cool. I mean, you know, obviously you guys have Googled yourselves. Just skip that joke. It's too easy. If you've looked at, look, there's Tim Davis. This is the real Tim Davis that comes up here. Tim Davis, singer. Not that he's the real Tim Davis, but that's the one that comes up first. He's coming in there eventually. And he's on YouTube. DavisTim.com. Oh, there's another. Tim Davis Vocals. Tim Davis at Loudmouth Much, Twitter. See, here's a Tim Davis. I do not, you know, for all that I do, I don't pop up here early. Mary says she mostly bought it so nobody else would use it to be mean. Yeah, and Mary Nevius is that's a unique name. So if someone were going to be mean to Tim Davis, they'd be mean to a lot of Tim Davises. Tim Davis boy band. Let's check out this Davis Tim. Tim Davis, It's Okay to Hate Yourself. Vinyl LP now available. Look at this picture here. Oh, that's good. It's okay to hate yourself. Alrighty, well, we won't spend the rest of the day looking at sites about my name because it's not about me. Get over myself, right?
Get over yourself, Tim.
Anyway, so no, yeah, if timdavis.ca, I would just get that out of vanity. I do like it that for pointing it towards LinkedIn.
Yeah, I mean that's why. I mean, I didn't get it for vanity or because I was worried someone would be mean to me, but I got it. An easy way to go to my LinkedIn if I updated my LinkedIn. That's the other thing is I don't do.
Now I will say though, what I am happy about is CyberSalt, because you know when you go to create a membership somewhere or do something and sometimes the name's taken, CyberSalt is pretty much available everywhere. There's the odd group, like there's a band that has used CyberSalt, but when you just search for CyberSalt, it's me online. So I'm pretty happy about that. And look, there's my picture there, right there, from Google Contacts.
You're so handsome.
Well, I don't know about that, but pictures that I've taken. There's my house. All right, that's a little weird. In fact, there's a blue dot. Oh, look at this. You see this blue dot? Map is CyberSalt. That, here, let me zoom this in. This is kind of, I mean, whatever. But that blue dot, this gray circle right there, or that gray building, that's my house. And the dot is in the southwest corner, and that is the corner where I stand. So that must be a screenshot. I do not think I'm broadcasting live where I am. maybe oh, that's because I'm logged in. Yeah. All right. So hopefully nobody else can see that I'm actually in. Look at that. Well, it's a little bit off. I'm literally right in this corner right here. But still, that's pretty close. That is within a couple of meters accuracy of where I am. And truth be told, the weapons they use these days, you pretty much just have to aim for that corner, and you got me. So,
but if I ever want to seek war on Canada.
Yes, no, if you want to take me out early, if I'm an early target, I'll be in that corner. If not, I will, if I'm not an early target, you'll have to aim for the middle of the house because I'll probably be somewhere else.
Well, I'm sure the weapons that we have nowadays, we could just take out your whole house.
Mary says that is a good idea. I think I'll do that. Oh, redirect it to LinkedIn.
Oh, I thought she was talking about taking out your house.
Well, some people think that's a good idea. Oh, how did I get all those? Chuck asked how I got all those results. Well, Chuck, that CyberSalt.org has been around since '98. I have about 16,000 pages on there. And CyberSalt is a unique term. There's not a lot of people using it. So I think that's probably how I dominate. And then also I've got cybersalt.com and CyberSalt. I don't use the dot. I use the cybersalt.net for playing around with projects. And then on LinkedIn, you know, I've got Tim Davis owner, CyberSalt. So I think what helps me is that CyberSalt is just such a unique term. Yeah, so that's it. The other, you know, for instance, you see this keyword here, CyberSalt Bubble Shooter. That's a game that I have on my site. It's been downloaded more than 10 million times. That gets downloaded and people search for it, interestingly, because my users, I have a lot of my subscribers that have played that game in the past, and I think a lot of them, instead of memorizing the link, just search for CyberSalt Bubble Shooter, and literally it's been searched enough time that it's a keyword that starts to rank in things, so much so that there are people that, in order to pick up on that traffic, have spoofed it, the term CyberSalt Bubble Shooter. But I think because CyberSalt is so rare, and you know, I do put in descriptions, and I'd have to give myself probably a 6 out of 10 for SEO. Although honestly, some of my projects I probably get a 3. But that's how I just use it everywhere, and I've used it for such a long time. So, and then here now that I've registered, I think one of the things too that really helps with SEO is that with your business is make sure you're using your Google place and set that up. Put in some keywords of what you're doing, set that up well, because this is my business information here. Let's go. I think this will take me to the business page. Yeah, so you know, you just have this set up, do some photos. It looks like I don't have a review or any. There's some more things I could do, but being on Google Places is really big for being found in search engines, because especially local searches. But yeah, Google really likes people who are registered in Google Places. So that, I would say, that's one of the big things to do for any site. Yeah. This is my LinkedIn here. I joined Alignable. That's another thing, alignable.com, and I'm on there with my business name. Second page will just and then here's my little splash video for my cybersalt.com. So YouTube getting picked up there. Then this one here is from preaching.com. That has nothing to do with me, but somebody submitted. What's this? Oh, somebody's. Preaching.com used an illustration off of my list and added it, and then created me as a contributor. I didn't do any of that. Yellow Pages has me here under the business, and actually they have that wrong here because it's now the name I ended up registering was consulting. But then me on Twitter, and just that's another old. That's a Facebook page. So this one here, this one, CyberSalt by Digital Ethos. That is not me. And CyberSalt on eBay. That's hyphenated. That's not me. How to get to CyberSalt World Headquarters in Victoria by bus. I guess, oh, that's not me either. MoveItApp.com. But they obviously are creating they have created a page for how to find anywhere based on Google businesses. And this would be another example of why being in Google Business or on Google Places would be good, because you got sites here that are actually printing up directions. And here's how to get from, wow, this is cool. This is how to get to my CyberSalt World Headquarters. Oh, that's great. From Winners, which is a store, from Victoria, from Barb's Fish and Chips, from Market Square, from Victoria High School. Interesting. So, Chuck asks, is that different than business listings or the same? I think they're the same now, Chuck. Let's see. Let's go back here and look. Google Maps. Google reviews. Edit your business information. Change name or other details. No, that was easy to log in because I'm logged in. So update location on map. Services. Add an appointment URL. So there's some. Yeah. See, I could. Somewhere in there, I should. There must. Oh, that's a head title. Appointment about. Name CyberSalt. Yeah. So that's businesses. Let's go to maps. I think Google is just Google Business. There used to be Google Places, and I think it's now Google Business. So I think it's the same thing, Chuck. I do not know what this is. CG78. Excuse me. Plus MG. Anyway, so even just that one site there, Move It. That's just just to have a few of these things registered, but especially all of your Google stuff. Who knows what will come from it? I mean, if anyone wants to get from Barb's Fish and Chips to the CyberSalt World Headquarters, then there you go. They will be able to. Yeah. It must have been me referring to places there, just because I'm an old dude. I'm old Google. Yeah. So I will not register my personal name today.
That's a shame.
Yeah. But it kind of stands to just make a Tim Davis page on site, especially since the world is full of Tim Davises. Makes sense just to make a page on my business site. All right. Chuck, what have you been working on lately? Or anybody else who's in here?
Anybody?
We will see.
Are you behind on your listening to I Love Old Time Radio?
I am.
Shame on you.
I preached twice yesterday at our church. There's 2 services, and the pastor was away for the week doing some studies, so he asked if I would preach because he was back, but he just wasn't going to be able to prepare during the week. So, yeah, so that was an added thing in my schedule last week, getting ready for that. So,
did you promote I Love Old Time Radio?
What's that? Oh, did I promote Old Time Radio? Yes. At what point did I mention it?
Right
I
after
said, hey, everybody, more important than anything else that I've said this morning, please help increase the Canadian watcher percentage at iloveoldtimeradio.com.
You should have.
Yeah. But when they started picking up stones, I said, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Chuck's still working on the theater site and adding lots of content. Great. Mary, the caterer, and hopefully launching a redesign for an event site soon. Mary, is that how'd it go with the project that you said you were pitching last week? I think that was on the Watch Me Work live stream. When you pitched, did they catch? Okay, so Chuck, you're dropping SP Page Builder, too many conflicts, redoing some pages in Core. Oh, he said no to recurring billing. Okay, yeah. I just, the site that I'm working on the Watch Me Work live stream on Wednesday, I pitched them for some recurring billing just because there's a few things that were a little wonky. I found out that it was because their web person was away for a few weeks. That usually does it, so that makes sense why some things didn't happen. But I did say to them, hey, if they wanted to pay for a month's webmastering or 60 minutes webmastering each month, and then I'd roll it over for 3 months, using Vinny's suggestion, what he does. So I pitched that, and they're going to get back. But yeah, well, good for trying. He's he's paying more up front. Good. Yeah, and I guess if that works for people, it's if you charge someone, I'm going to tell people that it's a minimum half hour on a given day for work. So, for instance, if they call me today and say I need this done, and it takes half an hour, then it takes 5 or 10 minutes, but I charge the minimum half hour. Now, if I work 5 minutes today and then tomorrow there's an issue, I'm not going to say, "Whoa, hooray! They talked to me on a different day, so it's another 45." And work it out and be fair. But so there's some people that I think probably like that because they imagine, well, I'm not going to use it very much. And so if that's what they do, then that's great. And maybe we have to explain to them there's a little there might be a delay because we're working on stuff that's scheduled and with people who are reoccurring. But we'll get to it as soon as possible. But if so that might work for people, and then they might think, oh, maybe I should just switch over to recurring. That would be a better deal. But then there's other people I think that don't mind paying because they'd like to know there's just something there, and they don't have to go the stress of thinking like, oh, this is $45 I wasn't planning on. So it may help the budgeting types. Hey, let me show you a fun video that I watched the other day. I'll bring it up on my YouTube, and I was already subscribed to this channel, so I'm not going to watch it again with you, but check out the guy's channel. Maybe you know his name. So first of all, to go to YouTube, and I have to find the history, and oh, this guy here. Does anyone know Danny Poole? Recognize that name? Here, let's see. Anyways, I have this video here, a day in the life of a small business web developer. I'll post the link to it if you guys want to watch it later on. It was interesting because I thought, oh yes, we live a solitude life. And it was interesting just as he documented what was going on during his day. And then he's got some other interesting things. I'm going to watch these other videos. Terms and conditions, maintenance and warranty as a small business. So he's got some interesting topics that he discusses there. So I thought that I would check them out. And he must be at least a Joomla guy, because a year ago he did a video on explaining Joomla 3.8 user levels. But anyways, he's kind of showing. I'm interested in checking out some of his videos here, so I'm gonna do that. Wix or web designer. There's an interesting one. His oldest video is that one, a day in the life of a small business web developer. 46,000 views. And then how I started as a small business developer, 33,000. So those are his evergreen videos. And then some of his other ones here. This one, Wix or web designer, pricing and quoting as a small business web developer. Anyway, some interesting topics there. Chuck, okay, discussion conflicts about SP page builder, just crazy template module styling issues. Chuck tried different template for different page types, so PB or SB or core or page builder PB. Mary says, I see. I'm trying to justify removing it from one site and can't do it for free. Okay. Cool. Anyway, so I'm going to check out some of this guy's videos. Okie dokie do. Anything else happening out there in Joomla land?
Nothing for me.
Nothing for you.
No.
Cool.
Just very happy that I got my crap together and I got all my shows done for the week.
Oh, that's 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I know.
Nice.
And I actually got Saturday's show done too. So.
Yeah, it feels good, eh?
Yeah, it does.
He said it in his Canadian accent.
Exactly. But so I'm gonna plan, because I listen to all the shows ahead of time before I write my script, which makes sense because that way I know what I'm talking about.
Mary said she's planning on checking out the MAP Texas meeting tonight. And that was in the Facebook Joomla group, so let me just find the link for that. The Joomla user group in Texas has a speaker talking about how to do, talking about the new Google Maps requirement to have, that you have to pay to set up the, oh, there you go, Mary's got it right there. They posted it, someone posted it in the Facebook group, and I asked them if it was going to be recorded. And then Jeff Morris shared that, and so I asked him if it was going to be recorded and online afterwards, and told him that I think he wasn't sure, but I told him that I'd be interested in giving it a home online on the channel if that's helpful to them. But yeah, so they're going to be looking at the new Google API key, because you need to have payment information on Google Maps in order to use that, even though the threshold before you pay is so high. It's crazy. And then also they're going to be looking at alternatives as well. So Bruce Moore will talk about the options. Oh, I'm reading this on the screen here. Bruce Moore will talk about the options for using OpenStreet. Oh, Chuck, that's your user group. Nice. Well, Chuck, you should go to that, buddy. Have you been to that before, Chuck? Waiting for there's a little bit delay before I talk and Chuck sees. Oh, Basic Joomla is your user group. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I'm happy. I'm happy that this is here for us to hang out. Plano, Texas. You had a Portland one for a while, but it's long since folded. Yeah, and I mentioned, we talked weeks ago about there's none in Canada, and I did look up a few Joomla users here in Victoria, at least to try to find them. So we'll see if anything still comes of that. Cleveland has gone too. Oh my goodness, it sounds like updates on a War of the Worlds. Cleveland has gone too. Vinny, have you set up your stand-up desktop thing yet?
I was wondering if you're going to ask. And
Well, when you said that you were all done for the week, I thought, oh, I wonder. And I thought, I'm just asking, you know. I'm just asking, not out of shame, but more like, you know, like a mother asks. Have you set up your desk yet?
Well, Mommy, the answer to that is no.
No, okay. Well, I'm excited to hear how you like it when you start using it.
I know. And the plan was to do it this week, but this weekend, but things, you know, as usual, one excuse after another, something came up.
Yeah. I will not be able to check out this meetup of the Joomla user group Dallas Fort Worth, because the church that I attend has sort of a business gathering the second Monday of every month, and that is tonight. So I'm going to be driving over there and hanging out with them and seeing who the speaker is, and kind of just Susan and I are so busy in some other ministry things that we're just really, for the first time in my life, well, no, for the first time since I was 16 or 17, I'm just attending a church, which when I was pastoring the churches, I mean, of course I was attending, and I was, you know, you get lots out of it, but it's also a very busy time, and you have a different role. So we get up Sunday morning, go to church, listen to the sermon, enjoy the service, the worship songs, the time, coffee, and visiting with people afterwards, and we drive home. So it's so that's been really nice for us. But this so really the only other extra thing that we're going to, and it's about a 20-minute drive away from us on a Sunday morning. During the day it's like half an hour or sometimes more during rush hour. But this is one group that I thought, well, I'm going to go to this and check it out. And so far it's been very interesting. But that's what I'll be going to tonight. And then tomorrow morning I have my first Chamber of Commerce new members meeting. I go to those of the year, the first one of the year. So it's nice to get out or to take in things. So hopefully they have a recording for this.
That would be nice.
They're going to have pizza, free pizza. That'd be fun, eh? Just go and have free pizza with other Joomla people. I should, we'll see. We'll see what I do. All right, so Mary's going to try to take that in. Chuck says, bring a camera, Mary. Yeah. Tell them that no, Mary's not going though, Chuck. She's going to watch. She's in Washington State. You tricked me into that. I thought, oh, yeah, Mary, bring a camera. I thought, wait a second, she's not going to be there physically. But Mary could take a picture of the screen with her camera.
Or she could use Streamlabs and stream it.
Or you could just watch it live.
Yeah, she could do that too. Well, she can't stream anything.
No, but it's being streamed. That's my point.
I know.
They have, yes, yeah, Mary, we're just, oh, if you had good internet, yes. I'm thinking it would be great, just an extension cord, your laptop out in the middle, or in one of the stalls surrounded by goats. That would be great. Goat approved. That was the lightning strike last week.
Oh,
goat approved.
The putting advertising on goats.
Yes, yeah, and I would talk about shaving logos into goats and stuff like that. And then you said goat approved, and I was like, oh, that was it. There we go. Okie dokie. Well, thanks for tuning in again today. We'll see you guys, those of you that are around on Wednesday. And we'll keep chugging along. I don't have too many ideas for other maintenance Mondays. I look for stuff, and then when this came up, the update of AutoSave, I thought, well, that'll be a great thing to look at it. So while we in between things, new things coming up, maybe we'll just find some other little tweaks or things to do with that are probably more using Joomla related than they are maintaining Joomla. But just little quick tips or something like that. And then we still have Watch Me Work live streams for long drawn out talks about different things and different issues. So Mary, you have a great day too. Chuck, enjoy that tonight. Chuck, ask them if they're going to host it online afterwards, the recording. And if not, tell them, send them my way, or tell them that I'm happy to do it. Vinny, it's always a pleasure to hear your lovely voice coming over the speakers in my basement.
That's weird.
It's not weird, it's nice. And also, I think we're probably, let me just check here. We got 6 on right now. So anyone else who's watching and lurking, John Mulholt, you might still be there. We'll catch you later. And pretty soon the rerun will be available for anyone who's just catching this at the end. So until the next time, enjoy your Joomla sites and God bless.